Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Toonkind. Well, real kind at 12 FPS. My name is Avi, and I will be playing Arata Satomi plus a special guest character. And today I am joined by.
Oatmeal, hello. I am playing the professor today.
Great, wonderful. Professor, you're prone to wandering around Toontown.
Absolutely.
How you doing this afternoon?
Um, uh, I'm gonna. He's doing good.
I was very worried with that very long pause.
I was like, I don't know because things, but yeah, no, today he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I
Nice
should
day.
clarify. Yeah, I should clarify for the recording. This happens back in September. Um, so Jade, if you're listening to this, that's where this FPS takes place on your timeline. um, um, uh, uh, um. Professor, let me set the scene
Mm,
for you. You're probably walking around Toontown, and you've done this probably several times by now, I would assume.
yeah.
Yeah. People just love walking around Toontown. That's how you get wrapped up in plot. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Today specifically, you managed to come across a park of sorts, and this park is pretty big, pretty open. Plenty of I could talk. Plenty of foliage, and they've got like some of those like food trucks.
Mm.
Um, but right as you like look into this park, you notice um right away that this park is currently full with real kind.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah, there are several real kind standing around here. Most of them, well, all of them except for one appear to be teenagers, young adults
Mm-hmm.
around that age.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the one who is not looks like to be in his I would say mid 40s.
Mm.
And they are just having a blast. They definitely look like tourists.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
uh, there's plenty of like chattering going on. They're all like looking around and stuff. But you do recognize at least one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you see Arata Satomi, your good friend. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he is standing off to the side from the rest of everybody else, and he is actually he has not noticed you yet, but he is talking to another real kind,
Mm-hmm.
someone who he is taller than, and she is a girl who looks to be, let's say, 2 years younger than he is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it looks like how should I describe this? He is taller than her, and the look on his face absolutely looks like a definite kind of teasing
Uh-huh.
face. Like
Yeah.
he's absolutely playing around with whoever it is he's talking to.
Uh-huh.
And this real kind girl who is orange hair that
Mm-hmm.
like goes down to, like her waist about.
Mm.
Uh, and uh, yeah,
All right. He's gonna uh like enter the park and walk towards Arata and uh say, "Hey, hello Arata."
Oh, "Oh, hey, professor, hey." And he looks around and the looks up at you and completely interrupts the conversation he was just having with this girl he was talking to. In fact, this girl, her attention is also grabbed by you speaking up
Mm-hmm.
and coming over, and right away you see her kind of take a few steps backwards and kind of, she's not exactly hiding, but she is absolutely putting Arata between you and her.
Aw. I think he slows his approach a little bit, and keeps a respectable distance, but within whatever, but without making it weird, but
Yeah.
like um what do you what is this?
Oh, some friends from Yedo decided to come over for a little bit for over my birthday, so we just
Oh,
yeah, we just decided to hang out here today.
that's wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, this and he looks over his shoulder. In fact, he actually reaches a hand and pats it against
Mm-hmm.
the girl he's talking to, against her shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and she goes, Professor, this is my younger sister. Uh,
Oh,
this is Ichika, and
Ichika.
I'm going, yeah, Ichika, Ashikaga, and I'm gonna put a ref of her real quick
Mm-hmm.
because I'm so glad I got to do this. Again, she looks a little bit shy looking
Uh,
at you.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Um, hands behind her back, and she lifts one to wave at you, and she goes, "Hello."
Hello. Oh, Arata's told me wonderful things about you.
He has. And Arata just kind of they share a look, and Arata's just like, "Of
It
course."
isn't this uh is this is this not the friend that you were telling me about?
No, yeah. Ichika, you remember that thing you were telling me about a couple months ago? The and she goes, "Oh yes, yeah." And she kind of looks around and goes into her bag,
Mm-hmm.
and she fishes out something that when she pulls it out, you quickly realize it's a technological device.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Um and
Oh.
um before she shows it to you,
Mm-hmm.
she's holding it in both hands close to her chest, and she goes, I like to make stuff. um I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, some people think it's weird, but
Oh.
I
No.
I made well, I made this. It's a little silly, and she shows it to you. I
Uh-huh.
don't know how else to describe this
Mm-hmm.
other than it looks like a bootleg Game Boy.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He looks at it, and like sort of tilts his head to get a better look, and he says, "Oh, you made this."
Yep. I had some. She kind of like presses two fingers together, like she's
Mm-hmm.
a little nervous about like talking about this to a person she just met.
Yeah.
Like she's having trouble gauging uh if this is something she can go into full detail about. But
Uh-huh.
she goes, I had some scrap metal hanging around and a couple of circuit boards, and well, I well, Arata was telling me about some of his adventures in Inkwell through the letters, and I got a little bit inspired. So
Oh.
yeah, you just press flip this switch to turn it on, and she
Mm-hmm.
points at it.
Yeah, yeah. He, yeah, he does that. And he says, this is very advanced.
And she gives you a grin, and it is a very big grin. And she
Uh-huh.
goes, "Yeah, I know. I'm pretty great at what I do." And she gets her hair rustled from Arata for that. um,
Oh, I'm the professor, by the way. I'm not sure if I introduced myself.
well, Arata said your name, I guess. He's talked about you too in his letters.
Ah,
Um, it's nice to meet you.
oh, it's nice to meet you too. Arata was quite excited to tell me about you, and he sort of like just like looks at Arata like,
Who is
haha.
looking sheepish.
uh,
I I don't know how else to tell you this, but Arata loves talking about his friends.
mm-hmm.
And and
The device.
uh yeah, the device, I'm assuming you turned it on,
Mm-hmm.
and it's yes, it's advanced, especially for like this setting.
Yeah.
Um but like it's still pretty simple in terms of graphics,
Mm-hmm.
and in terms of excuse me, in terms of sound effects and music, just
Mm-hmm.
gentle boop 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 kind of music.
Yeah.
And it's just got like one character, and you can kind of move it around, and she actually does like move a little bit closer of her own volition
Mm-hmm.
to show you how to play this little game that she's made.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Can I roll something to see how good he does?
Yeah, what would
Uh,
you what roll?
uh, intelligence
Intelligence?
maybe?
Yeah, let's go with intelligence.
Alright. Oh my god. Alright, well,
Oh no.
it's, it could be worse. Uh, he, wait, is there I'm just opening. Uh, uh, okay, that's how it was. 11.
11, yeah, that's above average.
Mm-hmm.
So it does take you a bit to like actually get a hang on. Oh, I can talk. It does take you a bit to get a hang of. But the more she explains to you how it works, the more you realize that like for as advanced as it is pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
um, and she goes, and yeah, so well, I wanted to make something like this, so I did, but like it's only got the one thing on it. I was trying to figure out if I should, I don't know, make other stuff or with
Oh,
different games or
an interchangeable system.
yeah. Um because if I can figure out how to get the each data for the program itself onto a external onto something external, it could be
Mm-hmm.
switched out pretty easily. And well, uh, she does make this face as she's rambling a little bit, where she realizes she's rambling, and she gets a little
A little self conscious.
sheepish. Yes, a little self-conscious
Uh,
as she's rambling.
he
And
he's just engaged, and he's just um, oh, you could. He's sort of like turning the thing over, and like, oh, you could maybe an external chip, um, and then if you had a port on here somewhere.
oh yeah, on the back. I'm gonna say this.
Uh huh.
Arata has no idea what the two of you are talking about,
Uh huh.
but he is listening to the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and he's absolutely adoring this
Uh
because
huh.
look at his little sister go.
Yeah. Uh. Gosh.
um yeah, and she does seem to be on the same page as you, and uh she does she does point out, it's like, I was thinking about, because I put the actual chip itself in the back end of it so it could be
Mm-hmm.
reach the screen easier. So maybe I can probably you can probably take it out and maybe build in a port instead.
Mm-hmm.
You and she's now murmuring to herself more than she is talking to you, but she is definitely a lot more engaged in this conversation
Uh huh.
than she was when you first like arrived, and she was like hiding a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Aw. That's so nice.
um but you actually and she looks a little again self-conscious again, and she goes, you know stuff about uh I lost the word, help me.
Artificing?
I don't know if that's it. You know what, you know anything about machines and stuff like that?
Oh. Oh. I do. Uh, I, uh, I do. I work with, work with, pretty advanced machinery, on a regular basis.
Her eyes immediately light up,
Mm-hmm.
and and she is without even asking, she wants to hear more, and and she kind of just like rocks back and forth on her heels, and she goes, is that anything you can tell me about?
And he sort of gives um, uh, like, kind of like a little, playful smirk, and he says, like, some of it, yes. um, and then um, I think he actually brings out uh, his multi tool, um, which is mechanically his dagger, but it has a few other functions on it, and he holds it up, and um, it looks pretty simple from the outside, like just kind of a, almost like pen size, just like a little thicker and with a like funny end bit, and like it's 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 kind of a mix between like a pen and a Swiss Army knife, if that makes any sense. But
I
like,
think it does. Yeah.
but like, he basically like reaches into the side of it, to a little tab, and like pulls out um, like basically a circuit board, but it's like really compressed.
Oh my god.
Uh huh.
I think you show her this, and for a fraction of a second, you see her like hold her hands out like she's about to do like the gimme hands, but like she catches herself mid motion
Uh huh.
because and Arata is just like puts a hand on her shoulder because he knows if she gets her hands on it, she will want to take it apart to figure out how it works.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Um. But yeah, I mean, he smiles at that, and he explains. Let's see, what was the thing that what was the thing that I was using for that? Oh yes, okay. Yeah, he says, um, this part here is a conduit that it makes the spell knock easier to cast. Um,
Oh, kind of like an arcane focus. Or
uh,
she tilts her head.
uh, a little bit, but sort of like that, but not like purely magical, more technological. It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's sort of like uh, there are like little sort of like metal, like they're shaped like runes, but like they're made of metal, uh, and uh, and uh, um, I don't know. He explains some other tool that he has built into it that I haven't decided on. Um,
You're explaining this to her. Again, she is wide-eyed, fascinating, and nodding along like absolutely like she understands most of what you're telling her.
mhm,
Uh
mhm.
I'm not sure how much of it is like more advanced than like what she would
Honestly,
know.
his multi tool is pretty basic.
Mhm.
Relative, like it's uh like you could probably make most of it in this setting. Um, but like it would just be like top of the line or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
like, yeah, nothing hyper futuristic.
God, look at you two nerds go. I was like smiling at the two of you. No need for insight. He's you can you Professor, if you look towards him,
Mm-hmm.
Arata has this look on his face like yes, he loves his little sister, but he's also really, really proud that she's able to hold this conversation with someone she has literally just met.
Yeah, yeah. Aw. I, yeah. He sees this and just kind of smiles at Arata, but otherwise plays it cool. No need to I don't know, call attention to it, but like,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, um, and then I think um, he sort of like finishes explaining about the multi tool, and he says, "Would you like to um, would you like to hear about this one device? I've been trying to fix it. I think all I'm missing is the right sort of power source, but it's a sort of device uh, that heals by well, unfortunately, the problem with it um, is it only works on real kind because it hasn't been it's not been calibrated for tunes, and it works by exciting the cells, and they don't exactly have cells from what I can understand.
Oh,
Um,
Uh, I mean, if you're willing to tell me about it, I think I might be able to come up with something, but
yeah, I think he's gonna dig in his pockets and see if he like has it. And I think I'm gonna roll. Uh, what do I roll for that? I don't know.
oh boy.
Oral history or something to see if he put it in there. Well, I got a 23, so that's he has it. Um,
Jesus Christ.
yeah. So he takes it out, and it looks kind of like you know those little like temperature taking handheld things that people have now,
Yeah.
where you can just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
point it at a person.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like that. Um, it's just sort of in like a plastic shell, and he clicks it open, and hands it to her and says, like it should be of some use for healing, but again, I should be able to. I need to. I don't know what power source I could replace it with here, and and I'm not sure, but I think I might have to learn more about tunes, but I was I was considering trying to modify it so that it could work on tunes as well.
Yeah, like a kind of like a universal healing device.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm. I think she looks it over. I'm gonna roll a really quick intelligence
Mm-hmm.
for her to see if she can come up with anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And good God, my baby girl, please. All right, that's not too bad. 14 plus 3,
Mm.
17.
Oh yeah, 17's great.
I'm gonna be real with you here. I me Avi am not smart enough to like come up with.
That's that's okay. You can
I
yeah.
I think what she does is that she kind of looks it over, and like she does ask you like a couple of questions on how it works,
Mm-hmm.
what power source you're using now,
Mm-hmm.
um uh
I can
what kind of
I can kind of fill in the blanks. Like
yeah.
she might uh like recommend because he basically says the power source it was using previously he like um can't get it replaced because it like they don't make that part anymore or something.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, and so like I think she comes up with like a viable or at least very probably a viable alternative, and at least some uh, very good like ideas about what could be used to modify it to be more widely applicable.
Yeah, yeah. I think in that case, we zone back in character,
Mm-hmm.
and she is rambling away about possible options, and she goes, Shoot, I had a train of thought in my head where to go. This happens every time. It happened earlier. um, she goes, so I think if you use that one instead, it might be a little bit more cost efficient and also a bit easier to get your hands on too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. That's actually very helpful.
And she gives you another one of her grins.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and there is I should note her grin is genuine, but there is something about it that is inherently mischievous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, I am helpful. I am going to get a good grade in this social interaction, which is a normal thing to want.
And possible to achieve. Oh my god.
Impossible to achieve.
Uh, oh my gosh. Oh. Yeah, no, he's just like, it honestly had me stumped for a while.
Oh yeah, sometimes you just gotta think outside the box a little bit.
Yes.
And she grins, still grinning. She kind of does that little thing again. She's handed you back the device by
Mm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
And she rocks back and forth on her heels
Mm-hmm.
again. Um, and she goes, so you're a professor? What do you teach?
Um, a little bit of everything. And, and I have a few, doctorates. I just sort of jump around subjects. You know, one of them can just get boring and then focus on something else for, a few hundred years.
Well, that was just I had a response in my head, and then you just dropped a few hundred years, and I'm trying to figure out how she would respond to that.
She can roll insight if you want to see if that was a joke.
Yeah, I guess. What's your insight, honey?
Probably
Well,
low.
it's not your strongest, but you have a really good whiz mod. Yeah, I remember why you have a really good whiz mod. Oh, okay. She has no idea.
Oh my god. Oh no. She can't tell. Okay.
She cannot tell. Either way, I don't know if she would
Say anything?
I don't know if she would say anything because she has no idea what is and isn't like
Appropriate to like, yeah.
appropriate because she is still a bit getting used to the whole talking to strangers kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think because he did mention like sometimes things get boring, so you like jump to a different to something else, and she nods vigorously at that like, oh yeah, I can understand that. I have a lot more abandoned projects than I probably should be proud of. Sometimes I just take them apart and use them for other stuff that I never finish either. So
Yeah, well, I've done the same myself, and well, if you think about it, it's a form of recycling one way or another. So
yeah, that's one way to think of it, I guess.
yeah.
Oh god.
Let me think. Uh, oh, well, he asks, like uh so uh what's life like back in uh please remind me what the name is.
Yeto or
Yeto.
Okashima?
Or
Or do you want the country or the city?
the city?
Okashima.
Okashima. What is life like back in Okashima? Are you in school right now?
Oh yeah, I am. I'm actually in my I'm in my second year at high school.
Hmm.
Well, it's she looks bashful for a second. I actually I actually missed a year in between middle
Mm-hmm.
school and high school, so I'm trying to get back into. It still feels like I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, but
Mm-hmm.
like
That,
I it's I guess nice. I don't. She kind of rubs at the back. Actually, what she does is that she fidgets with her fingers, like she
mm-hmm.
wrings her hands together, and she kind of like holds one and twists her
Mm-hmm.
hand. Um. Uh. And
Mixed feelings
Uh.
about school. I can understand that.
Oh yeah. I mean, school feels. I mean, seems it feels really easy. That's but like the
Ah.
hardest parts is talking to people.
Ah. Yeah. That's true. And um. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
um
He says yes. Finding friends in school is difficult. And
yeah,
navigating social situations.
and she nods. I think what she does actually, she just kind of like her shoulders slump and she just goes, tell me about it. And she's just like, I I never thought there were like so many like rules and do's and don'ts in like social situations.
Oh, absolutely, all the unspoken rules. I was oh my god. Well, first of all, I was a real stick in the mud when I was your age, and but I didn't understand anything. You know, I wrote the way I figured it out, and well, I guess it worked, but I I turned science onto the problem and analyzed people and looked at sources in books, and actually fiction helped a fair bit, and analyzed the social cues and the roles, and figured out what they were, and that was how I learned. Then I just even if I thought they were stupid, I just practiced them, and it made communication a lot easier.
And she nods and she goes, "Yeah, I guess that's one of the harder things. Try to get some practice outside of the usual friend group." And she kind
Mm,
of looks over her shoulder, um,
yeah.
to the rest of the group of real kind that are still in the park.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to roll a quick
Oh,
perception?
absolutely.
Even if you roll low, I'll still give you something.
Cool.
Mm.
Perception. All right, I got a 9. Oh no,
All right.
wrong channel.
Oh.
Oh
Oh.
nope, that is not what I meant to type.
Oh.
My brain. No.
Oh no.
Uh, 6 plus 3 equals 9. There we go. Basic
Okay.
math.
Okay. A 9.
Mm-hmm.
Um. You notice, as she looks out over the group of people that are there, Um, there are actually I forgot how many people exactly.
Hmm. Maybe
Let me do some.
approximately 9 or 10?
Yeah, there's about 9 or 10 people here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and you look out over this crowd to um they all look different
Mm.
in not in a species
Mm-hmm.
way, like not in a racial way.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Yeah. But
Oh, sorry.
in a sort of like oddball out sort of kind of way?
Yeah. Yes.
Mm.
They you see them interacting with each other, and they all do get along, but like you can tell just by the way they're all like the way they move, the way they talk, they are all from they all seem to be from different, I guess the word for it would be backgrounds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you realize as you are watching these people like talk and interact with each other, they all seem perfectly comfortable in interacting as friends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like you're seeing the whole picture of a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, even though all these pieces look different,
Mm-hmm.
they still fit together and they still look like they belong together.
Aw. Aw. Gosh. That's
Whoops, I accidentally went sappy.
that's really nice. Oh my gosh. He is happy to see that. Um
Mhm.
uh and let's see, the last thing
What did we say? She said something along the lines of like trying to get some more practice
outside of the
interacting with outside of the usual friend group.
mm-hmm.
Uh
Oh yes, that's yes, exactly. I mean, if you have uh you're right because sometimes if you have people close to you, then they sort of they're better at learning your own idiosyncrasies and are maybe more likely to overlook them than the average Joe on the street.
yeah, that's kind of how I figured out that not a lot of people in Okushima have actually seen uh the movies from Dodo Studios, but that's well
The movies
um
from what?
Dodo Studios. Uh
Dodo
it's
Studios.
it's they're a movie studio here
Mm-hmm.
in Einquell.
Is
I'm
that that?
actually
Is that that big building? Sort of like a
what
barn shape.
yeah, the Narada pipes up. It's the one that like you can't miss it. It's the
Mm-hmm.
one with the big bird sign
Uh,
right on top of it, and it looks like it's got
right.
like two different sides.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, so that's what that is.
I actually have a friend who works there.
Really interesting.
uh, and he goes he goes, yeah, they starred in Star Cause. I think you would like that movie.
Oh, I'll have to see it sometime.
um, and she goes, but like, yeah, they're a pretty big hit here in Einquell, and but like, yeah, no, they're kind of like a they only got like cult following,
Different continent. Yes, I can
Yeah.
see how that would make it
hmm
difficult.
And shoot, there was something she was uh going for with this, and I can't remember what it was.
Um,
Oh God.
it's hard to find people that Like,
Yeah, and it's well, you know, it's like you're trying. It's really hard to like connect with people when you're,
mm,
you know, yeah. You
in
come back.
just something that's niche.
Yeah, and it's also like, well, I kind of have been kind of out of the loop in terms of like what's been happening in
Mm,
out in the outside world for a bit. But like
some.
getting back into the swing of things,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's something, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Well, sometimes a little break uh, can be healthy, but it is difficult to uh, re uh, re-enter.
Ooh. Oh God. Oh, am I gonna
Ooh,
bully Professor?
what has he done?
Okay. Roll insight real quick.
Uh-huh. I got a nat 20.
Oh fuck. Ah, fuck's sake. I
Sorry,
am
you're coming in
absolutely.
at that time?
That was my roommate.
Do 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 do.
Okay, a nat goddamn 20.
Uh-huh.
So I guess I am bullying the professor here.
Ah.
You say something along the lines of taking a break. It can be healthy. Uh,
Uh-huh.
you see her wince.
Oh no.
Uh, and you get the. Not only does she wince, but so does Arata.
Oh no.
Like, you get the impression that um
Her
what
break was not healthy.
her break was not healthy. It was messy to say the least. But what was the last thing you said?
um but it can be difficult regardless, like entering re-entering. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you say that though, she just kind of like nods, like yes, you understand me. Like that's the kind of like impression she gives you. It's like yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Oh, that's so nice. Oh
yeah.
god. Yeah, I think he's sort of like uh I'm not sure if he says anything, but like he sort of makes like an apologetic face like after they wince, like, oh oops, I messed up. Um
Arata kind of like holds out. He does this like a subtle gesture with his hands, like no, it's fine, you didn't know.
oh okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Uh, like uh yeah, we're coming up close to an hour, so I think I might have a way to wrap this up if you're good.
Mm, sure.
All right,
Yeah, if you want.
because I'm running out of things to talk about.
That's totally okay.
Yeah. And I would say like you guys are you're probably still having a bit more of a conversation as the two of you like continue, and Arata's like grinning the whole time. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, look at my little sister go. She's
Mm-hmm.
being social."
Uh
And and eventually though Arata speaks up again and he says we were about to have some lunch if you want to come join us.
oh, you sure?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well,
Oh, I just wouldn't want to intrude. I
no, I think they would love you.
okay. Yes. I'd love that.
Yeah, and I think with that, Arata pivots and he turns to face the rest of the crowd, and he calls out something along the lines of like, "Hey guys, we're gonna get some lunch," and I think he actually shouts out. What does he shout out? And he goes, Minori, make sure there's space for one more. And
Ah.
you see one of the girls. She's a little another short young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Brown hair that's cut into a bob,
Mm.
and like over her head there is a braid.
Mm-hmm.
And she nods and gives him a thumbs up,
Mm-hmm.
and and uh and then he looks back to you, and he kind of smiles and gestures for you to follow him.
Hey. I will note. I think at some point, the professor will make the note um, like probably as they're talking about like technology and stuff. He'll be like, "Oh, I should show you the ellipsis sometime." And just sort of like,
Oh my
yeah, yeah, and then they have lunch and it's wonderful.
god, it's cute. Oh, this was such a
Ah,
cute FPS.
yay! All right, thank you for listening, everybody.
And thank you very much for indulging me in this oatmeal.
Absolutely, it's so cute. I love it. Thank you for playing with me. Um,
uh
all right, I'm gonna stop my recording
yeah, bye
and
guys.
bye.